Cam, welcome to Springfield. This has to be quite exciting to be playing against Missouri State, a team you're probably pretty familiar with, but I want to talk about your journey to start things because you went to Wichita State and now you're playing SEC ball. Talk me through that transition going from Wichita State to being a Mizzou Tiger.
Yeah, it's been great. My teammates and coaching staff has made it a super smooth transition. I had a pretty cool summer where I got to figure things out before I came here. But really, I'm super grateful for my time at Wichita State, but I'm also really excited to be here at Mizzou.
What would you say is the biggest difference, playing SEC ball now?
Yeah, baseball is a game of baseball, and it'll always be the same. I guess the guys with tools, there's more tools, and there's a lot more depth here in the SEC. So.
You talked about how you had a summer leading up to becoming a Mizzou Tiger. It wasn't any ordinary summer. You were the Appalachian League Player of the Year. How much did that prepare you for being in the SEC?
Yeah, that was crucial for me to be able to go and have the summer that I did and just experience success and be healthy for a long period of time in my college career was super awesome. The area was super cool. The people there were super cool. Honestly, I have no negative things about that summer.
You've grown up around baseball. Your whole family has. What has the Durnin group chat been like the last few years of, you going off to college playing ball, and now all of your brothers are out playing college ball?
Yeah, we honestly don't talk as much about baseball as you'd think. Being everybody in college now, we're kind of always following each other around, seeing where we're going. Me being home now, I feel like I'm always seeing my parents, and I get to go home on the weekends when we have a day or so. Don't have to use this group chat as much with them, so that's been cool.
Do your parents come to your games quite often?
Yeah, as much as they can. They'll split time a little bit with going to see my brothers, but with me being so close, I'd say I'm getting the majority of the time.
That's got to be nice to be able to, look back from the dugout and see them, or just look out into the crowd. Has there ever been a game where you're like, wow, I'm just so happy that they're here right now?
I feel like that's every game, anytime, and not just my family, but friends, extended family, just kind of random people throughout that have been in my life that have showed up to a game. That's been super cool, and having the opportunity to do that because I'm so close to home has been super special.
You were sidelined to start with your time here at Mizzou. What did you learn out of that time, just kind of watching and getting to take everything in on the bench?
For me, it's just working on being a good teammate, being able to still be a leader, even though I was injured. I was injured for a period of time, both years at Wichita State, so unfortunately, I've been used to that a little bit, but having a different role of being a leader on this team, having to continue that even though I'm not on the field was cool.
And then your first hit as a Tiger, home run, 415 feet. Talk me through that pitch. What did you see? What was that moment like?
I think it was a 1-0 slider. I was sitting fastball and just reacted to spin that was elevated. I don't really know. I think the first game I didn't have a hit, so I was I was probably trying to do a little too much that first game, so I had to dial it back, and I guess I got a ball elevated and sent it over the yard.
We've seen some pretty cool defensive plays from you too, out in shortstop. So is there anything that so far you've done where you're like, wow, I can't believe I did that?
For me, defense is defense. That's always kind of been the backbone of my game. Something I've always been consistent with. I make jokes that I'm a defensive specialist. So that's just kind of honestly what I've done. It's kind of who I am. It's kind of the backbone of my game.
Big game today, playing against Missouri State. Now, we were just talking about it. Camdenton is kind of in between Springfield and Columbia. Did you grow up a fan of either teams?
I really didn't. Honestly, I kind of grew up despising Springfield just because our high school would go play so many Springfield schools down here. So really, anytime we had a trip to Springfield, we were going to try to beat somebody. So, really, no.
So you kind of have that motivation going into this game, I assume.
Yeah, for sure.
Talking to a lot of the Missouri State players, there's that in-state rivalry. What is this in-state rivalry to you as a Mizzou Tiger?
Yeah, I try to simplify it for us. Just another midweek game that's super important. It's important to try to win all these midweek games and just set us up for success going into the weekend.
Is there anything I didn't touch on that you would like to talk about, especially your time as a Laker?
I don't think so. I just shout out to the Laker community, shout out to my family. I just appreciate the support from all of them.